Welcome back, Nice Guy Driver. So today I picked up one of my regular reoccurring passengers, I believe on Lyft, and we just had a conversation that we normally didn't have. I guess I never brought it up or whatever. I didn't pick him up a lot, maybe like 2-3 times. So I go to pick him up this time, and we just happen to have a conversation about driver pay. I've tried, no matter what the conversation is, I always try to steer the conversation with a passenger to driver pay after I feel them out. Like, I've known this person a while, so it's kind of like, because you don't want somebody to go back and report you to Uber or Lyft that you're complaining or whatever. So you kind of got to feel these people out. You can't just do this with anybody. But this is a guy who I picked up a couple times, never gave me a tip. I want you to think about that for a minute. Never gave me a tip. Not even $1. We started talking about driver pay, and I got a $5 tip immediately. Like, minutely, literally right after I dropped him off, I got a $5 tip. I knew it came from him. And I picked up another lady, same thing, had a conversation. I don't know this lady, so I can't really judge it based on previous situation. Started talking about driver pay. Got a tip. Where in my mind, I think probably I wouldn't have got a tip. So you kind of got to feel who you got to do this with. But there is money to be made in just getting better tips. Like, I don't know why drivers don't know this. I think I had this conversation with my neighbor, and this is what my neighbor said. Give me a second. So my neighbor feels like what I'm doing is begging. I don't see it that way. I don't see it as begging. I see it as getting fair compensation for a good trip. I got you safely. We had a good conversation. And I'm very versed in anything, I would say, except sports. I don't know a lot of sports details, but I'm pretty versed on religion, politics, entertainment even, because I watch a lot of TV. And of course, the subject of driver pay. And I always tell the passenger about my channel, because I wouldn't say all, I would say probably 10% of the people that I tell have a channel will subscribe. They might not watch, but they subscribe. They might watch 1 or 2 videos, but it still helps support. So you gotta, as drivers, social media helps build your personal brand. The Nice Guy Driver is my personal brand. You know what I'm saying? So that allows you to do other things. The Nice Guy Driver, I purposely didn't take, and I see a lot of you guys on YouTube, when you got started, you put Uber in your name, or you put rideshare in your name, and that's probably not going to hurt you if you're, say, like the rideshare professor, because he's built his brand around being the rideshare guy. And the rideshare guy, matter of fact, that whole network. They built a brand around it. But if you're not trying to build a brand and stay in rideshare the rest of your life, it's better to do something outside of just Uber or rideshare in your name if you're trying to build an audience. Just a little tip there, because I might want to start a courier business. I might want to become a limousine driver. The Nice Guy Driver brand could go with anything in transportation. So no matter what, I will be talking about something to do with transportation. If you haven't noticed, I've been talking about the courier business lately. I think moving into the courier business might be easier than doing a traditional limousine or taxi service, because couriers transporting products and goods, it's more valuable than transporting one person or even two people. Even if you do shared rides, you're gonna maybe get 2 or 3 people in your car and not make no money. The courier, you can deliver 100 packages and make a few $100s in a few hours. You can't really do that in rideshare. That's why I'm dabbling with the idea. So don't quote me on any of this. But I really feel like, and I probably will do some transporting people, but the courier business is just going to pay so much better. And I can actually start. The beauty about being a courier, you can do medical supplies, and you can do that in a car. And you want to brand yourself, get your LLC just like you would a limousine type business, but I just see more opportunity. I see more opportunity to probably sign up for everything. So I'm not telling you don't take the rideshare professional's course. You probably should still take his course, still do the limousine stuff, but maybe you should consider, with the same LLC, doing the courier business. You don't have to have a van. You can start with a car, but move your way up to, say, like maybe a minivan where you can get them more packages, and then maybe a cargo or a Sprinter van later. But you'll be able to make some more money quicker than, I think, even a Comfort platform in Connecticut. I think the Comfort platform is a scam. And here's what I mean by a scam. They created that platform so they could steal money from all the black drivers. So they uncategorized a lot of those black drivers down to Comfort, according to the year, make, model, whatever. And now Comfort, you're also forced to do X. So they have these nice vehicles out there doing X rides, getting their cars treated like trash. And I hate to say it, the low tier, they're not going to pay you what you're really worth. So still transition, do it all. I say get into medical, courier, still transport people and food, but you could do that under the same umbrella and even have different vehicles for those different options. But I'm really interested in starting the courier thing now because I'm finding out that there's apps like Uber and Lyft that you could do courier stuff on a day-to-day, hour-by-hour situation. So I don't have any referral links or any apps to give you right now, but I probably will in the near future. I probably will. And I think rideshare is dying, like, sooner than we thought. I know a lot of people thought rideshare would be dead a lot further in the future, probably 2030, when they claim that they're going to have all the drivers on EVs. So 2030 would be when I thought, okay, rideshare is completely dead. By then, they'll be done diluted the pay so bad that they will be forced to do automation. That far in the future. But I think rideshare is dead for Uber and Lyft. I think sooner than that. But we got to look at that. Uber is diversifying no matter what. You're not going to take Uber out, because even if rideshare business loses money, they're already working on also doing the courier business. They're not making any money for the drivers, but you see how being a courier cut out the middleman, it's still making money because Uber's doing it. They're transporting packages. I heard Uber's trying to get in the rental market game where they actually rent the cars themselves. I don't know what contract they got with Hertz, but maybe after a certain year, they're going to go all in and rent directly without Hertz involvement. Or they may be doing it already. I'm not sure. I did hear a story that they were dabbling with the idea, but they might be waiting for their situation with Hertz to expire. You guys let me know in the comments if you got any info on that. So we know Uber is diversifying. They're not going anywhere. Most likely in 2030, a form of Uber will be around. It might not even be called Uber by then. It might be called something totally different, but a form of that same company will probably be around. Lyft, on the other hand, I think Lyft is probably going to have to sell to a bigger company. I don't think they're going to allow it to be Uber for the monopoly reasons, but a bigger company like Amazon might be already positioned themselves to buy it and diversify, because Amazon already does packages. So it kind of would be smart if Amazon took Lyft. Because I don't understand why Lyft's not diversifying. It makes me think they're definitely selling. Because if they weren't definitely selling, why wouldn't they be trying to diversify, knowing that rideshare is getting slow? They're striking. They're causing a problem for your business. Until you can eliminate people driving their vehicles altogether, you need to diversify. And Uber's doing that. This is not like just to bash Uber. Not just to bash Lyft. I don't like Uber either. But at least Uber's being smart on the business level and trying to diversify with this future economy. So what does that mean, guys? We got to do the same thing too. And you need social media. This is why I've been telling everybody, start a media company, start a media company. If you start a media company, everything you do is amplified. I don't just sit here all day and just complain about Uber and Lyft. I actually am doing affiliate marketing. Because I know there's no future in rideshare. The way it's, I want to be clear that there's no future in rideshare the way it's done by Uber and Lyft. Do I think future companies are going to come out and do it right? Yes, I absolutely do. As a matter of fact, I believe there's companies doing it correctly now. I can't think of the name of the company. It's in Florida. And then the rideshare professor, he was talking about the co-op situation they're working on. So there are going to be other companies in the future, but I'm just talking about Uber and Lyft right now. The way they're doing it, it's not going to last. But I think Uber is always going to diversify. I don't know what's going to happen to Lyft, I'll be honest, but it's not looking good. Now, I will say, lately, I like Lyft better. As far as a driver's concerned, I like the features. I like that I can keep myself, like this morning, I was able to keep myself in my area and make money on short rides quickly, because there was a lot of rides this morning. It's Friday. It's Friday as the time I'm shooting this. And Uber, because they're oversaturated and they're trying to send me out to the rides nobody wants. The Trip Radar rides, 15 minutes away. It'll be a 15-minute pickup, 11-minute ride, $7. Who's going to take that? Who the hell is going to take that ride? And Lyft would do the same thing if it was not for the area map. I got to give a plus for Lyft for doing that. But again, Dave Risher could be like doing all this stuff to try to make the company sound better. Oh, we're paying the driver 70%. Yeah, right. Even after external fees, I don't think it's 70%. Even after. And I haven't seen where they say they'll make up the difference. I haven't seen that. Where if you don't get to 70%, they make it up later. I think that's bull. I really do. And some people say that the reason why we get our tips so much later the next day is because they really want to hold that money. Nobody's talking about that. Like Uber particularly holds your money for a long time. It'll be like the next day afternoon, and it'll be like, bling, you got a tip, and it's from a ride from early the other day. I'm like, they just trying to hold money or skim tips. Let me know what you think. Please, if you haven't already, support the channel. Check out the links below. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.